Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. And today we're going to be taking a look at learning English, specifically through simple conversations
Yes.
for beginners.
It's always a good place to start.
And we
It
have...
can be so intimidating.
It really can.
To learn new language.
Yeah, and we have our expert with us
Absolutely.
to guide us
It's so exciting to be here
through this process.
and to really help make English less scary for
Yeah.
new learners.
So today, let's imagine we are at a bookstore.
Okay.
What kind of conversation might we hear?
I love bookstores.
You too.
I could spend hours in there just browsing.
So we have a dialogue
Okay.
featuring two people,
Yay.
Alex and Ella,
Sounds good.
to kind of illustrate this for
Yeah,
us.
all right.
And
Right.
this deep dive is called At the Bookstore.
Okay. At the bookstore?
Ready to hear it?
Absolutely. Let's listen in.
Okay, I'll be Alex and you'll be Ella. Let's bring this bookstore to life.
Sure.
Hi, Ella. Fancy seeing you here.
Hey, Alex, what a surprise.
What brings you here today?
Oh, I just love browsing bookstores. I find it so relaxing.
Yeah.
This mystery novel seems intriguing.
Oh, yeah. I've heard good reviews about it.
Really?
The plot is supposed to be fascinating.
Oh, wow.
Have you looked at any other genres?
Do you recommend any others?
The self-improvement section is worth browsing.
I tend to abandon those books halfway through.
Yeah.
Not for me.
What about this contemporary fiction?
Oh, okay.
The author is quite renowned.
Let me have a look at the synopsis first.
Sure, take your time to browse.
Thanks.
What a fun
That was great.
little chat.
Yeah, it felt like we were really there.
I can practically smell the old book.
Hello.
So what jumped out at you
Mm-hmm.
in that conversation?
Well, I think it's a very approachable situation. Even if you're new to English, you can imagine yourself in a bookstore looking at books. Exactly.
And that makes the phrases easier to connect with.
Right. It's not some business meeting
Exactly.
or academic lecture.
Yeah.
It's everyday talk.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some real gems in there, phrase-wise.
I agree. Let's break it down.
Yeah, let's start breaking it down.
Okay.
So let's start with, this mystery novel seems intriguing.
Okay.
It's simple, but effective.
Mm-hmm.
Elle's expressing interest
Right.
without being overly excited.
Yeah. Intriguing is a great word
Yeah,
for beginners to learn.
it is.
It means something is interesting,
Uh-huh.
but in a way that makes you curious.
Like you want to learn more.
Exactly.
Yeah, and see how Ella uses seems.
Yes.
It softens the statement a bit.
Yes, it's almost
Yeah.
like she's saying, I'm interested,
Yeah.
but I need more information.
It's almost like saying, this mystery novel catches my eye.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
It's a gentle way to show interest.
I love that.
So, this mystery novel seems intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's all try saying it. This mystery novel seems intriguing.
Good.
All right.
Now, another key
Okay.
phrase is when Ella asks,
Okay.
do you recommend any other genres?
Mm-hmm.
This is a great way to keep the conversation going
Yes.
and learn more about the other person's tastes.
And genres are just categories of books.
Right?
Like mystery romance, science fiction.
Yeah.
Asking about genres can open up a whole new world
it
of
from
book
now.
recommendations.
Yes, and what if
Yeah.
Alex had recommended a genre
Oh,
that Ella didn't like?
that's a good question.
How could she politely express that?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something like, I've tried those before, but they're not really my cup of tea.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's a polite way to disagree
Okay.
and steer the conversation in a different direction.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
It shows you're engaged in the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
even if you don't share the same taste.
Exactly.
Now, there's another phrase we should highlight.
Yes. When Alex says, the self-improvement section is worth browsing,
Yeah.
he's giving a suggestion that's not too pushy.
It's just a gentle nudge
Yeah.
to explore.
I like that it's a gentle nudge.
And worth browsing is a really useful phrase.
It is.
You could use it in other situations, too.
Absolutely.
Like the sales section is worth browsing.
Yes.
Or the new arrivals are worth browsing.
Mm-hmm.
It implies there might be something interesting there
Right.
without making a strong claim.
Yeah. And notice how Alex uses browsing instead of reading.
Oh, that's a good point.
Browsing means looking casually
Right.
without a specific goal.
Yeah,
It's a great word to use when you're just exploring.
just looking around.
Exactly.
So remember, the self-improvement section is worth browsing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great phrase to practice.
Yes, it is.
Now let's move on
Okay.
to another important part of the conversation.
All right. Ella mentions that she tends to abandon those books halfway through. This is a great example of how to express a personal preference or a habit, even if it's a little bit negative.
It's relatable too,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
We've all started a book with good intentions and then life happens.
Yes, exactly.
But notice how Ella phrases it.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't say, I hate self-help books,
Yeah,
which could be a bit harsh.
right. It's much softer.
Yeah, she uses softer language.
Yes, it's all about being polite and diplomatic,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're still learning a language.
Right, so what if you wanted to express a similar sentiment
Uh-huh.
of another genre?
Mm-hmm.
You could say, I usually get bored with biographies.
Yes.
Or romance novels aren't really my thing.
Those are great examples. You're showing your personality and preferences without being rude.
And isn't that what good conversation is all about?
Exactly.
Sharing your thoughts and opinions, even if they differ from the other person's.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about renowned.
Okay.
Alex describes the contemporary fiction author as renowned.
Mm,
That means famous and well-respected.
yeah. It's a good word to know,
Mm-hmm.
but don't feel like you have to use it all the time.
Right. You could also say, this author is very popular,
Yeah.
or this author has won many awards.
Yeah.
The key is to find the words and phrases
Right.
that you're comfortable with and that accurately convey what you want to say.
Exactly. Now, I want to point out another important phrase.
Okay.
Let me have a look at the synopsis first.
Okay.
This is Ella being polite
Right.
and showing that she's interested in the book,
Mm-hmm.
but wants more information before making a decision.
Yes. Have a look is a common way to say look at something. It's
Yeah.
less formal than examine
Right.
or inspect.
It's very casual.
Yeah.
And it's a great phrase to use in other situations, too.
Absolutely.
Like, let me have a look at the menu.
Yes.
Or let me have a look at your photos.
Mhm.
It's just a nice way.
It's versatile and casual.
Yeah.
Perfect for everyday conversation.
And then there's synopsis. It just
Oh.
means a short summary.
Yeah, it's like a sneak peek at the story.
It's like a movie trailer for a book.
Exactly.
So remember that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Let me have a look at the synopsis first.
Yes.
It's a polite way to ask for more information
Mm-hmm.
before making a choice.
I like that.
And finally, we have Alex's response.
It's okay.
Sure, take your time to browse.
Mm-hmm.
This shows that he's being helpful and patient, not pushy.
Take your time is a fantastic phrase to learn.
It is.
It means don't rush.
Yeah, you can use it in lots of situations,
Yes.
like take your time eating,
Mm-hmm.
take your time getting ready,
Yeah.
or even take your time deciding.
Absolutely. It's very encouraging and friendly, don't you think?
It is.
It makes the other person feel comfortable and respected.
Absolutely. And it's something you hear all the time in
Yeah.
stores and restaurants.
So there you have it. A simple conversation at a bookstore,
Hmm?
but full of useful phrases and vocabulary.
Yes.
You remember, practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
The more you listen to and repeat these phrases,
Right.
the more natural they will become.
And if you like what you're hearing, be sure to subscribe and like this episode.
Yes.
We have tons more deep dives into everyday English conversations coming your way.
Absolutely. So we've covered some great phrases, but the real learning comes when you try them out yourself.
You got it. It's
Yeah.
like we've given you the ingredients. Now it's time to cook up some amazing conversations.
Think about other scenarios you might encounter in a bookstore. What if you need help finding a specific book?
Ooh, that's a good one. You could say, excuse me, do you have any books by, and the author's name?
Yes.
Or, I'm looking for a book about whatever topic you're interested in. Could you point me in the right direction?
Those are great examples. And don't be afraid to ask for recommendations. You could say,
Mhm.
do you have any suggestions for a good mystery novel?
Oh, yeah.
Or what's a popular book in the self-improvement section?
Yeah, booksellers love to talk about books.
They do.
They're a wealth of knowledge.
They are. Now imagine this scenario. You're at a bookstore and you see a sign for a book signing. What would you do?
Oh, that would be so exciting. I definitely want to meet the author. I might even practice a few questions in English beforehand.
Exactly. You could say something like, I really enjoyed your book. What inspired you to write it?
Oh, that's a good one.
Or, I can't wait to read your next book. What's it about?
Wow, meeting an author and chatting in English, that would really boost your confidence.
It would. And it shows how learning a language can open up so many doors and lead to amazing experiences.
So, dear listeners, as you embark on your next bookstore adventure, remember the words of Ella and Alex. Let their conversation inspire you to try out new phrases, explore different genres, and most importantly, have fun with English.
Remember, every interaction is a chance to learn and grow. Keep practicing, keep exploring, and keep that love for language alive.
A big thank you to our expert for sharing their knowledge and for making this deep dive so enjoyable.
The pleasure was all mine. Until next time, happy reading and happy learning.
And to all our wonderful listeners, thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more beginner-friendly English deep dives. We'll be back soon with another fascinating conversation, ready to unlock the secrets of everyday English. Until then, keep those conversations flowing.
Thanks for joining the conversation here at Kaz English. We hope you found it fun and informative. Don't forget to check out kazapp.uk. That's kazapp.uk for more tips, resources, and interactive practice. Keep exploring, keep chatting, and we'll catch up with you again soon.